Reeds are expensive, and any time that we can extend their life, get a few more weeks out of them, maybe even a few more months, that's a win for sure, and will save a lot of us a lot of time and money in the long run. So in this video, I'm going to go through a number of tips that I typically use to keep my reeds going as long as possible. And whether you're buying your reeds or making your own reeds, these tips apply to all bassoon reeds and honestly all reeds in general, oboe reeds, clarinet reeds, saxophone reeds, but I'll definitely tell you about my perspective from bassoon reeds. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Natalie Law. I'm a professional bassoonist. If learning the bassoon is a topic of interest, please like and subscribe. The very first step to making your reeds last longer is to make sure that you are breaking them in properly. And that means that you don't just start taking a reed out of the box and start playing a concert on it that day. It means that you take it through a multi-day, sometimes multi-week process of breaking the reed in slowly, potentially making some adjustments to it as you go, and not putting the reed through too much too soon. Because reeds are made of cane, which is an organic material that is susceptible to changes in its environment, and it needs time to settle into its environment. It's just gone through a really traumatic process of reed making, and it's in its final form, but it's not fully finished yet. It really needs to settle into its environment. I highly recommend you check out my quick reed adjustment guide, which is specifically made for non-reed makers, and it includes my full break-in process, as well as basic adjustments that you can do with basic tools that you probably already have laying around your house that you can do with your reeds the first few days and weeks of breaking them in. You can print off that you can reference and step-by-step instructions that you can use if you're wondering, does my reed need an adjustment? Did I actually break it in? Etc. So I'll put a link down in the video description where you can download that guide, and I recommend you check that out. My next tip is to make sure that you're rotating your reeds. Make sure that you're not just playing the same reed over and over and over, day after day after day, every single practice session, because that is a surefire way to wear out your reeds really quickly. Reeds need time to sit and acclimate over time. And if you're giving reeds at least a day or two in between playing sessions, they are guaranteed to last a lot longer. There's a lot of different ways to rotate reeds. I use kind of a mix of several methods. Probably the most straightforward, easiest method of rotating reeds is just using one reed per day. So if today is the first day you're starting this rotation, you're going to use the first reed in your box. Tomorrow, you're going to use the next reed in your box. The next day is the next reed in your box. Ideally, the more reeds that you have in your box, the more days you can go in between using certain reeds, and so they're going to last even longer. So honestly, if you can have 5 or 6 or 7 or even more reeds than that in your reed case ready to go, your reeds are going to last a lot longer overall, and you're going to have more consistency as you're moving through that rotation because you're not burning through reeds as quickly. There's other methods of doing it. I also sometimes divide my reeds based on whether they're more friendly to first bassoon playing or second bassoon playing, if they're more friendly in the high register or low register, or if a reed can play loud really well or soft really well based on its characteristics and what I need to do. In my life, I do a lot of different types of playing. I do a lot of both first and second bassoon orchestral playing, as well as a lot of chamber music playing, which is a whole other animal, as well as lots of other things. So I have to have my reeds be able to be successful in a lot of different scenarios, and so I will sometimes divide them up based on that, and I will use my first bassoon reeds only when I'm doing first bassoon, my second bassoon reeds only when I'm doing second bassoon, my not so great but okay reeds just for my at-home practice sessions where no one's really going to hear me. So, or you can use that method or a mix of that and the day-by-day rotation method, or some other method. But as long as you're rotating your reeds, that's the most important part, and I guarantee that will help them last a lot longer. And it also makes you a lot less reliant on one single reed. Every single reed has its own characteristics and individuality. And so if you are just getting used to one reed, you get really, really used to that one reed. And then when you go to play another reed, it feels like a whole different language because you haven't been rotating your reeds, and so you're not staying flexible and keeping your reeds consistent, and you kind of get in a rut sometimes, and that can put you in a really bad situation if you start relying on just one or even just 2 reeds. So use a lot of reeds, use them in rotation. Another kind of daily trick that you can use to keep your reeds lasting longer is after you're done playing for a playing session, dip your reed back in your reed water to sort of wash it off before putting it back in your reed case. And what this does is it sort of cleans off any particles from your mouth or any sort of buildup that might have gotten on the reed while you were playing before putting it back in the case. And that kind of gunk that kind of builds up can break down the fibers of the reed a lot faster. The sort of enzymes and things in your mouth can sort of break down the cane as well. You might notice on older reeds, when you first soak them for the first time and then you go to play them, there might be kind of like a film or kind of a layer above the cane that kind of comes off. That's kind of residue from your mouth from building up. That film can break down a reed a lot faster, and it can also make a reed feel really different. Cleaning the reed off after each playing session, even just dip it in the reed water real quick and then put it in your reed case, can do a lot to helping your reeds last longer so they're not breaking down as quickly after you're playing them. One thing that you can do to help clean the reed and thus extend its life is once every couple weeks or so, but the interval doesn't really matter, but as a reed is aging and it's been soaked and dried and soaked and dried and played over and over and over for multiple practice sessions, is you can run a pipe cleaner through it. So just a regular pipe cleaner, kind of like this, just your standard like craft store pipe cleaner. You can run it through the inside of the reed all the way through to clean it out. And that'll help kind of remove any kind of gunk or buildup on the inside of the reed, because it's hard to get that, you know, the film that builds up on the outside of the reed. You can sometimes sort of kind of wipe off with your finger, but the inside, it's really impossible to get unless you have something like a pipe cleaner to run through it. Now, one thing that I have heard that folks can do, and I haven't done it so much myself, is to, with an older reed, to sort of bring it back to life, maybe not permanently, but to make it last a little bit longer, is to soak it in a mixture of water and hydrogen peroxide. And sometimes that can kind of clean off some of the gunk that builds up on your reed and kind of bring it back to life a little bit. It can also kind of make the reed feel different. So just soaking it in that mixture for a few minutes might be worth a try. If you feel like you've got a really old reed that needs some TLC, and that might be able to bring it back to life. And one final tip, if you are making your reeds, one thing that I find that extends my reeds when I'm making them is I play the reed in and I break it in rather than scraping it in. So I will intentionally leave my personal reeds a little heavier with a little bit more cane on them and break it in, and it'll feel resistant and yucky at first, but as I play it in, it sort of starts the break-in process, and then I scrape, a few days or a week or so after breaking it in a little bit, and I find that helps the reed sort of stabilize when it has the extra cane on it, and then I remove it. Of course, if you're not making your own reeds yet, you won't be able to do that. As a tip, if you do start to venture into reed making and want your own reeds to last a lot longer. If you found this video helpful, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.